1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report.
Nasty.
La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
Hey guys.
Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report.
Yeah. Very nice.
La la la.
Hey guys, I am James Hake. This is the Hake Report. It is Friday, November 1st, 2019. Wake up, wake up, wake up. So dumb, right? So appropriating. It's the first of the month, so get up, get up, get up. They are such great singers. Am I right?
You're right.
Yeah. That's Bone Thugs. In harmony. But anyways, hey, so I have some very interesting things, speaking of anti-white stuff, for you today. And by the way, quick announcement. This is hour 4 of Jesse Lee Peterson's stream on YouTube. Shout out YouTube. dlive.tv/Jesse Lee Peterson. Periscope.tv/JLP Talk. Well, at JLP Talk on Periscope, right? Mixer.com/JLP Talk. And live audio via jlptalk.com. Also the TalkStream Live app and the TalkRight app. You can find those via, the App Store or whatever. TalkStreamLive.com, whatever. If you have a smartphone. And even if you don't, there is a phone number that you can dial to listen line. I'll have to get that phone number for you later. I'll have to get that later. Maybe later in this show. So keep on listening, guys and gals. Truckers, maybe. So I'm on there, as is Jesse Lee Peterson. And Joelle and Bill should have my live audio feed going not just Monday through Friday, piggybacking off of Jesse's show. Thank you, Jesse. But also on Sundays. That would be cool. So I'll have to figure out how to embed Jesse's live audio player, which you can find by going to jlptalk.com and then click to the listen page. I'll have to find out how to embed it on my site. Maybe one of my interns can figure it out. Shout out, guys. And we did not get to all the super chats on the Jesse Lee Peterson show just now. So, and I don't want to read them so that Jesse misses them. So I'll have Joelle read them on Monday. Well, Joelle will read them on Monday. And so, quick announcement. This Bond Rebuilding the Man YouTube channel was going to premiere tonight at 6, but I'm canceling it and rescheduling it for tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific time. The Bond Sunday service from January 11th, 2009. Not 19, 2009. Because tonight, 7 p.m. Central Time, is the Trump rally in Monroe, Louisiana, I believe. And that is in favor of Eddie Rispone for governor. Eddie Rispone. He's a strong conservative guy. Or at least a businessman, Republican. Hopefully he'll support Trump. Because President Trump trashed John Bel Edwards as an extreme Democrat who's siding with Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, supporting sanctuary cities, high taxes, open borders. He's crushing Louisiana's economy and your Second Amendment rights, according to President Trump. So get out the vote for Eddie, the next governor of the great state of Louisiana. So look out for that Trump rally. And then before I get to your calls, I know a lot of you are already on hold and waiting, ready. You can call in 888-775-3773. But quickly, I want to report a little bit about this fallout from 2019. I received a tip from one of my sources, right? I have some Twitter responses from the liberal responses, right? From the "it's okay to be white" signs, posters. This one has been a little bit, let's call it made dirty, vandalized by Jesse or me. Maybe I wiped my oily face on it. Not oily, but, sweaty, because it's hot in here. Joelle and Jesse like to keep the machines all hot. They think that the machines are do better under the African weather. Or southern humid weather. Creole weather, right? Feels good to Joelle. It does feel good in here. because it's freezing out in the whole rest of the building. By freezing, I mean like 70. And then it's like 80 in here or something. I don't know. Maybe higher than 80. But, you know, it's kind of like comforting. It's like a blanket when you come in here, or an oven. Don't say oven. But it's okay to be white. Poster. And this became an annual tradition since probably October, November, something like that, 2017, and then again in 2018. And they've been putting up these signs, you know, decent white people, and probably white supporters, you know, America-loving, white people-loving POCs probably helped to put some of these up too. Because there are POCs who do love white people. Good for them. Should love everybody. But most people don't love anybody. So those posters have been going up, and people call them white supremacists. I read the beginning of some dumb article or two yesterday from 2018 and stupid responses to them. Some like intellectual stupid guy who supported the anti-racist movement like Black Lives Matter. He was British, doesn't know better, right? Brainwashed people. Thought that you know, stupid. They believe in racism, and they believe that Black Lives Matter is not insulting, but that it's okay to be white is dumb. So I do have some quick responses, and we'll put like a couple of them up. So one guy was like, boo-hoo, I'm friends with, oh, this is funny. This person says, I'm friends with a dude, this is from Twitter, who owns a restaurant here in Omaha, Nebraska. And somebody posted, it's okay to be white signs all over his building, and he's raging on Instagram, being like, being white is blanking stupid. And this person says, I'm dying. Like, what lame white dude is that hurt? She said something else, or he. Being white is bleeping stupid, and we ain't bleep. The truth hurts, pal, deal with it. Crazy. Somebody works in the news. Some other person said, I've spent my Friday morning ripping down roughly 24 posters bearing the racist slogan, it's okay to be white. My afternoon will be spent tracking down the culprits. Hashtag ain't no hate in my state. That's from some person named Dan Kravitz. Oh, interesting. Kravitz. Any relation to Lenny? Somebody's responded to him saying, I hope you invest your whole valuable life on this. Another person, my wife and I went to get a beer. Beer is beta, I've heard. So we got to overcome beer and pot, right? Well, I'm not into pot. This person says, my wife and I went to get a beer, and women aren't supposed to be drinking beers. And I saw this taped to a sign as we were leaving. I jumped out of the car and ripped it off. I catch the bleeper, who's putting these up in my neighborhood. They're going to catch these hands. Hashtag F blank racism. A good Nazi is a dead Nazi. Shameful. Wow, genocide against Nazis. That's not good. So they're going crazy. Another one says, can we talk about the fact that my predominantly white institution of a college had signs on my workplace front door saying it's okay to be white? Most white institutions are anti-white, unfortunately. At least so-called white. Especially educational ones. Somebody posted the It's Okay to Be White poster over an equality diversity unit. Are you seeing these, Joel? Oh, Joel's been sitting there. He wasn't sleeping. I said that we were going to show some of them, but we haven't shown any of them. That's all right. No, it's not all right. I'm being too nice to the POC.
My bad.
All right, so, man, but it's all right. No, you're showing the wrong pictures again. It's okay to be IOTBW Fallout folder. There it is. And it has the white power OK sign, finger sign. Equality and Diversity Unit. And you can tell that this is a college because they believe in equality and diversity. In other words, communism, anti-whiteness. At least we know racists don't have very good graphic design skills. That's very good. That's underappreciated. You can target me as much as you like, but you're never going to stop me from fighting against racism, said one guy, Jackie Trad. Probably not short for traditional. Thanks for visiting our fantastically multicultural community, though. I don't know. These people are dumb. I've spent my Friday morning... Dan Kravitz again. Oh, yeah, he said that already. Another woman posted on Facebook. Kenya Thompson. Posters created and spread by neo-Nazis and white supremacists were put up across the MSVU campus overnight, wherever that is. This message was glued to the window. Wow, that's not very good, white people. You just use tape that's easily removed. You don't want to vandalize. But anyways, there are people deliberately trying to promote hate on the Mount campus. Yeah, and these people are trying to combat that. This is awful. This is not acceptable. The kind of vitriol has no place on the Mount campus. Well, yeah, they shouldn't put glue on the window, right? I agree with that, I guess. But that's the only good point that she has. Security has been notified, and they should all be down soon. If you come across these messages on campus, it's okay to be white. I'm so sorry. I wonder if this is a troll. Some of these people have to be trolls, right? Can't be real. But yeah, it is. These people are really dumb. We can't let this be swept under the rug. This is real and this is not okay. Mount St. Vincent University needs to address this ASAP. So supposedly that was glued. Whatever. The bad thing about that is the nice people, right? The nicest people have to clean it up. Not the evil people. The evil people being the professors, the students. They're not the ones who clean it up. It's the cleanup people. Janitors and stuff. But anyways, it's a good message. It's okay to be white. So I'm going to talk about this Starbucks thing because it's back in the news, but I'll talk about it after some calls. I don't even really remember this story anymore. It happened like over a year and a half ago, April of 2018, when these two black guys were arrested in Philadelphia at a Starbucks. And I remember talking with KT about it, who is not too far from that area. He's from D.C. somewhere. But we all remember these images of these blacks getting arrested in a Starbucks and all the white knighting for them. It's so pathetic. And who knows if they're really whites, right? A lot of them tend to be brainwashed victim mentality types, right? Victim. Let me get to some calls, though, first. Let's see. Let me get to Earl out of Michigan. Earl, whom we addressed earlier in Jesse Lee Peterson's show. How are you?
Yes, I'm fine. So it's Baby Hitler hour, huh?
Yeah, Baby Hitler hour. And it's Baby Farrakhan now. I've hit this light.
Yeah. So you...
he doesn't deny it, Baby Farrakhan.
For believing what Michelle Obama said. So to you, that's being a sucker, right?
Yeah, because Michelle Obama was trying to blame the white people and assume that the white people were leaving because people like her were supposedly doing the right thing and coming into their communities, and the white people were still leaving. And it wasn't just the ghetto blacks that the whites were supposedly fleeing. But she is ghetto, and it's come out quite a bit over the last 10 years that we've had to face her. 12 years, maybe? Dang, that's too long. Anyways, yeah, so, yeah, I called you a sucker for falling for that mess. But Joel doesn't think that you're actually a sucker. He thinks that you're just joining in just to hate white people.
No, that's probably because y'all don't like facts.
No,
and,
it's because you don't like truth.
No, you don't know the truth, little boy. You're just a young...
I'm not that
little punk that never lived through that.
Never lived through what?
So what do you know?
Never lived through what? I know that blacks exaggerate all the time, and they cry racism where there is none, and they have to make up examples of racism, so-called, which doesn't even exist.
You don't know anything.
I know plenty.
So That's why you're so stupid. You don't believe there's racism because Jesse was.
No,
I
knew that. I knew that independently without Jesse having to say
no,
it.
you don't know nothing.
Yeah. Well, whatever.
You know, white flight.
White flight is right.
Long before you were born. Did you know that?
Yeah, of course.
Well,
because blacks been creating ghettos long before I was born.
So she just stated a fact. When black folks moved into the neighborhood, white folks would leave. That's a fact, egghead.
And so did they. They left too. Where did they leave to move into the white communities? You wouldn't address that, and neither would she, because she's dishonest, and so are you. Because you're both suckers.
Say what was your question? She said what?
She didn't say why the blacks were leaving their own communities and moving into the white communities. Where was people like her moving from? Something like that.
Moving from
That's poor grammar, right? Poor sentence structure.
To communities that had better service, better schools.
Yeah, because they're white.
Where businesses were located, and
why not just create better where you are?
Sometimes you don't have the economic resources. And
no, you create economic resources, and you create that by being moral, by pushing for people not putting up with mess.
So let me ask you.
Yeah.
When a person leaves a trailer park and moves to a big house in the suburbs, do you tell them why didn't they stay there and build up their community?
No, but why doesn't Michelle? Why doesn't Michelle? Why doesn't Michelle Obama?
Why don't you
It's people like you and Michelle Obama who are blaming the white people for leaving.
No, we just stating the
No,
facts.
you're not just stating the facts. You're demonizing white people.
When your reason for moving,
it's okay to be white, Earl. Don't you know it's okay to be white? Do you know that? Do you know that?
Egghead. Can you listen for a second? Or are you going to...
No, Michelle's the egghead.
Get my point across.
Do you know that it's okay to be white?
It's okay to be white.
Thank you.
It's okay to be black. It's okay to be Asian. It's okay to be Mexican.
Yeah, but y'all got to stay in your own places.
To be Eskimo.
Yeah, stay there.
So don't talk that nonsense. Try to make a stupid point.
It's not a stupid point. The point that you guys are ignoring is the fact that blacks tend to create ghettos. And Michelle has a ghetto mentality. Anti-white mentality. Isn't anti...
no more ghetto mentality than you have, Mr. White Trash. And no,
Mr. White Trash?
More ghetto than you are in the trailer park.
It's not a trailer park. I mean...
Are you any better?
I do need to clean my room.
Yeah.
I should listen to Jordan Peterson. That's the one good thing that he says. No, I don't know. Anyways, man.
And by the way,
is it okay to hey Earl, is it okay to be white and leave when blacks move in?
It's okay for them, but saying that
ain't no buts.
Well, listen.
I'm talking black. Ain't no buts.
Statement, egghead.
Why are you calling me egghead? That's nasty. That's mean.
Because you don't listen.
That doesn't make me an egghead for not listening. That makes me stubborn like you.
It's okay, but it's also okay to say that that's the reason that you're leaving.
But you're calling me egghead. That's insulting.
The problem is you don't want that statement heard. You discredit that that's the reason they leave.
Because you don't know what the reason is that they leave.
That's the only point that I'm making. That's a fact.
The fact, what? Which fact? Which fact? That blacks create ghettos?
When the black was moving in to certain neighborhoods for the first time, whites would move
I think
out.
I'm a little bit black on the inside because my room is a mess. My room is ghetto, terrible. I think the blackness, my soul is black.
Or is your room? Is your room like the Jewish community?
No, the Jews keep their stuff clean. I think.
Huh?
I said a lot of the Jews keep their stuff clean.
You know that originates from Jewish.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, but nowadays ghetto means black, and everybody knows that.
Whatever. So are you saying your room is like the Jewish community?
No, I mean, it's like the black community.
I mean, shut up.
Except
But,
nobody gets killed there, I don't think. Anyways, man.
Let me ask you.
And nobody steals in there, I don't think.
I was going to mention the impending impeachment of Donald Trump. You know that's going to happen, don't you?
You agree that it's so unjust?
What?
You agree that that's so unjust? It's because the Democrats don't want any corruption investigated. The Democrats don't want to be investigated, so they're investigating Trump.
Are you a joke?
I don't know. To some.
The man has admitted, his spokespeople have admitted that he has a quid pro quo.
Quid pro quo doesn't mean anything. There's nothing wrong with a little quid pro quo. It's a given. Life is about a give and take, and so is diplomacy.
You do it for the right reason.
Yeah, the right reason is to investigate corruption. Why should we give them money and weapons if they're corrupt? Hey, Earl, why should we give Ukraine, a known corrupt country, money if they're not going to investigate corruption from our leaders, so-called leaders, like Democrats and Joe Biden?
If you left it at that, that would have been fine.
Thank you.
When you ask for a personal favor,
that's not a personal favor. That's a national favor.
Opponent of yours,
that's an international favor.
No.
Yeah.
That's what was wrong. It was for Donald Trump's benefit only.
No, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
And the fact that
Joe Biden being investigated for potential corruption is of national interest. And same with the DNC server with those collusion between the media and the Democrats. That's of national interest.
They had investigated.
Just because you want to look the other way.
He wanted them to re-investigate it. He wanted them
and
to
why not? What are you scared of? What are you scared of them finding out? It's just an investigation.
Listen, boy.
Nothing wrong with a little investigation.
They already investigated. What you wanted.
They did not investigate.
A done deal. They said they had cleared him.
They cleared him of some things, but not of everything. You're listening to too much MSNBC.
Anything wrong with it.
All right, Earl.
They found zero.
All right, Earl, gotta go. You're listening to the wrong media.
No, you just don't listen to the facts. Deal with
But there's more facts than what you know about.
No, that's why none of his people can defend it.
All right, Earl. I gotta go, man.
Adios, amigo.
I gotta go, man. All right, take care. Have a nice weekend.
You too.
All right, thanks. Oh, man. Let's see. Charles out of St. Louis, Missouri. Charles, how are you?
Hey, what's happening, Hank?
Nothing.
You know, I agree with some of what Earl said.
Like what? You're coming in a little muffled today.
No, hold on.
Hey, no, hold on. Don't be slow, man.
This whole thing about Trump and Ukraine and Trump and it's all bullcrap.
Thank you. Yeah, Trump said the same, but he said the real word. Anyways.
The president, what most Americans don't understand, if we allow this impeachment to go through...
Are you under the subway? If we allow this impeachment to go through, what?
Then if we allow this impeachment under the guise that is being ran, there's no more America.
Yeah.
See, what people don't understand is, I hate Trump, and he need to be out of there, and this, that, and the other. But you're attacking the presidency. You're not attacking Trump. He just happens to be president right now.
They're really attacking America.
Yes.
Because no president before Trump.
values in the American way.
Yeah.
Now, nobody's running by those principles, by the way.
Except for Trump.
Democrats or Republicans.
But Trump is. He's doing a nice job.
Trump's doing what he can off of his mandate. His mandate was to show the American people how they've been screwed over the years.
Don't say that word.
His mandate is to show the American people that the Congress of Republicans and Democrats have sold America down the road.
It's the swamp protecting itself. That's what they're trying to do.
Tell me one person in the Congress who is not a millionaire.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure that there are some. I don't know. But who...
Yeah, but
if they're not, they're just poor money managers. I don't know.
You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
How can a millionaire
it's supposed to be
down and say, I'm taking care of you?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a public servant, right? They're supposed to be public servants, but they have the cushiest jobs. It's so ridiculous. They're just propped up, and they're it's a shame. I'm not jealous.
What disturbs me, James, is that America is sitting silent, letting everybody tell them what's going on without even using their mind.
Yeah.
And go, wait a minute, that ain't fair. I don't like the man, but that ain't fair.
Right.
If you were on trial, would you want to be on trial by the way they trying to hang Trump?
No, it's not good. It's evil.
You know, you accuse me of something.
Who, me?
Okay, accuse me of it.
Okay.
You hear what I'm saying?
Yep.
But give me my just right to defend myself.
They're not going to give anything. They don't believe in actual justice, man. You know that.
And all the crap, the last part of Earl's statement is pure propaganda.
Which one? What did he say?
That he did this and
the quid pro quo, and they something admitted it and stuff like that.
And I want Republicans to look at the Joe Biden tape and tell me he didn't strong arm the president of Ukraine.
Yeah, it's dumb.
With our money. It wasn't even his money. It was our money.
The worst crime is what they're doing here domestically.
He's carrying our money in his back pocket, okay? Yeah. America is coming over there to tell them, we got your back, this, that, and the other. We're for your democracy. But if you don't fire that
prosecutor guy.
Yep. You ain't getting it. And then he crosses his legs. He looks at his watch. I'm leaving here in 6 hours, and when I leave, I'm taking the American taxpayers' money with me.
Yeah, they're evil, man.
And I'll be damned.
They're selfish.
6 hours later, he was fired.
Charles, man, I gotta go. Nice hearing from you, man.
But you hear what I'm saying, man?
I do. You're right.
I mean, we are being hoodwinked. We being led astray.
I appreciate it, man. Gotta go. Take care, man.
False hatred for this. We have so much false hatred for this president.
Not me.
We're going to allow that the rule of law be laid down.
Yeah. Thank you, Charles. Take care, man. Let me quickly, before I get to the rest of the calls, cover this dumb Starbucks story. Because this is like, it's kind of destructive because it fools the idiots. And there are way too many idiots here. So I don't even remember what happened with this Starbucks situation exactly, because it was over a year and a half ago, but some liberal woman became an activist over the case. You see these pictures of these black guys getting arrested and, the stupid white people feeling sorry for them. Well, CBS Philadelphia reports, and Drudge reported it too. There's this, I'm showing you a picture, if you're watching video, of this Melissa DePino woman. Maybe she should come on the Jesse Show, or mine, maybe. to talk about this, her anti-racism, stupid, dumb stuff. So the former Center City Starbucks manager is suing, a white woman, is suing the company Starbucks for discrimination against white people. And they always have to put in alleged. Alleged means there's no evidence for the accusation or is not completely proven. But we all know that Starbucks does discriminate against white people. And they kiss up to black people. And they kiss up to the LGBTQIA nonsense. And they kiss up to the worst in people because they're uppity liberals. So in my YouTube video episode from way back, Trust/No Trust, April 15th, 2018, I covered the story of these blacks getting arrested at this Starbucks where they were loitering and not buying anything, which generally is allowed at Starbucks generally, right? But this is Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, right? But when they say brotherly, they mean brother. And when they say love, they mean no love. Mama's love, right? The kind that destroys. Philadelphia is a dangerous city. Blacks have developed a lack of trust in their communities, whereas whites tend to have more high-trust societies because you used to be able to leave your doors unlocked and stuff like that, right? And car doors and stuff. Due to high robbery rates and other mess. And there's a caller and viewer, KT, Story of the Black Conservative, SOBC, who did a video on this situation too. Because he used to work at a Starbucks not far from Philly. It might have been Philadelphia. Not this very Starbucks, but he's seen. And I remember there were stories of blacks in different communities. Las Vegas was one, maybe. I could be getting that specific city wrong, but they'll wait in a Starbucks. They'll see somebody leave their high trust society laptop unattended, grab the laptop and run. And run out of, and just steal stuff. Just crazy stuff. And he's witnessed and dealt with a lot of ghetto behavior. And I don't mean the Jewish ghettos, I mean the black ghetto behavior. And I also covered it the following week, discrimination, right? Over on April 22nd, 2018. And I'll have these links in my blog post about this episode, which will go up later today, thehakereport.com/blog, right? Starbucks, police, whites, blacks, and people-pleasing, because whites have this people-pleasing problem. And Starbucks did this, like, implicit bias training. Implicit bias is a fancy word for racism, which is a fancy word for stupid, for nonsense. For usually when somebody's being called racist, it's for telling the truth or doing something right. Most of the time it's for doing something right, especially nowadays. The Philadelphia police commissioner, way back in this incident, capitulated to the black anger, apologized, and basically threw his cops under the bus, pretending that they did something wrong in arresting two black guys who stayed where they were not welcome in a private establishment. They were not welcome. The Starbucks manager runs the place and is in charge of who's welcome and who's not, regardless of the policy, right? And white people do have this people-pleasing problem. I remember way back then, like shortly after it, Sean King, the Black Lives Matter supporter, disgusting person, won't come on the Jesse Lee Peterson show. I think that he blocked Jesse on Twitter. He shared this clip of this black guy in Torrance, California, just down south of us, 20 minutes or more, accosting a white man who came out of the Starbucks bathroom before buying anything, and later he went to buy something, right? And because whites tend to be trustworthy. They go into a bathroom, but they will buy something, and they follow through and do buy something, generally, right? So this black guy asks the manager, is it because of my skin color? Because he wasn't allowed into the bathroom before buying anything. And of course, the manager was proven right because he had a fit, made a scene, and left and didn't buy anything. So the manager was right not to allow him into the restroom because he didn't buy anything. And that's their policy, or was anyways. So, I have a few pictures of this from this woman, and they had dumb whites and blacks and so-called whites, probably Jews, people, and all that, Mexicans, and everybody protesting Starbucks. Be black in this Starbucks equals get arrested. Hashtag BLM. And everybody knows that Black Lives Matter is based on a lie. And so are the protests against this Starbucks. Because they were asked to leave and they wouldn't. If you're asked to leave, a white person who was asked to leave, a white person would leave. For the most part. You know, some people are stubborn. Boy, here's a sign. Philly, boycott, racist, 18th and Spruce, Starbucks, racism, honk, shout. And you see this diverse people. And it's diverse because wide is the road that leads to destruction, right? And many are those who take it. This, and I told you about this Melissa DePino woman. I think rather than cover the dumb stuff that she says, but she's basically a Bernie supporter, Katie Hill supporter, hashtag Me Too supporter. So you see what they're about. You see that they're not honest people. They're Trump haters. They just fall in line with that dumb stuff. But let me get to some calls. I have a lot of you guys waiting a while. Donning Armour out of California. How are you?
Hake.
Hey.
Okay, well, I'll get right into it because I know you got a lot of calls. But
Yeah.
Really quick, I wanted to address that black caller. What's his name? Earl?
Yeah, Earl from Michigan.
Yeah, he was talking about white flight.
Yeah.
Yeah, so white flight is when black people move into a community and the white people move out, and that's racist, right?
Supposedly, according to them.
Yeah, supposedly. And if white people move into a black community, that's gentrification. That's
Right.
also racist, right?
Yep.
So we're damned if we do and we're damned if we don't.
Right.
Anyway,
They got
I'll
us
get to my
dancing.
point.
Dance, white boy. Firing I'm pretending to shoot at the floor.
Well, you held up that little meme earlier. It's okay to be white, and apparently now that's just like the most racist thing to say. Yes.
Yes.
Well, there's other ones. I don't know if you guys have reported on them, but there were some signs in I believe it was Denmark, and they have these barricades that they have to put up to block the walkway on the sides of the street to prevent terrorist attacks, right?
Jeez.
To prevent trucks, just driving on the sidewalk and killing people.
Yeah.
So somebody posted on those barricades, "Diversity is our strength?" ?
Uh-huh.
And another one, which I think might be the most clever of all, is Islam was right about women. And there's actual news reports of these signs going up, Islam is right about women. But they don't know who it's attacking. Like, they're angry,
Right.
but they don't know if it's against Muslims or if it's against women. They can't figure it out. These things are ingenious.
Yeah.
And I've always kind of supported the white well-being thing, and these anti-white people are just getting out of control. But this is a smart way of us fighting back against it, pushing back and showing the hypocrisy of these people.
Yeah.
Rather than coming out and saying, "We want to deport every Mexican by gunpoint," or whatever it is what people say, all this stupid stuff. There's like 60 million of them. But these people aren't just going to leave.
Yeah.
We're going to have to figure some other way around it. But I think what these memes are really good for white positivity and showing the hypocrisy of the anti-white people. I'll call it anti-whiteism, but I know there's no such thing as an ism.
Right.
So,
they are anti-white. It's, everybody who has hatred does show preferential treatment and is unjust. So, and depending on who you are, those symptoms are going to look different. And so it's ridiculous. And so of course the blacks are going to hate the whites, but they don't realize that they don't love anybody. And they actually don't even realize, some of them, that they hate whites. Because look at all these people that hate their mother.
Because you think if somebody doesn't love everyone, then they love no one, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I don't subscribe to that.
Are you Christian?
No, I'm not, sir. I'm an anti-theist, pagan traditionalist.
Did you grow up Christian?
Kind of. Like, my mom believed in God, and kind of, but no, never really. I was never made to go to church.
Yeah.
I just believed in God because I would remember my mother screaming at me, God help me, I'll eat you.
Was your dad around? Was he? What was he?
Oh no, I had my mother's a very troubled woman, man. So they divorced when I was 2 years old. I had my dad in my life. He's still in my life. He's a great father. But my mother was something else, man. I mean, you have no idea.
Yeah, what did he believe in, if anything?
To be honest, when I was growing up as a kid, my dad never even spoke about it. He still
Isn't that
really
nice?
doesn't. What's that?
I said, isn't that nice?
Yeah.
I kind of like. It wasn't his thing.
Yeah, no, he just didn't talk about religion.
What? How about nowadays?
I didn't realize. No, he still doesn't. He's an atheist. I'm an atheist. But the first time that I remember him saying anything to me was, I think I was probably 12 or 13 years old, and by that time I had already become an atheist.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So when I asked him about it, he just kind of said like, I don't really believe in God either. And that was kind of the conversation.
Yeah. My
dad's a man of few words. He doesn't really talk too much.
Yeah.
He's a great man, but I
so
believe that there's righteous anger, and I think you should hate certain people. So I'm kind of different from you guys on that respect.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it, man. I was always confused growing up by the word love because people throw it around, and I don't think that they know what it really is. And so, anyways, consider that.
When I was growing up, I never remember my father ever telling me that he loved me.
Yeah.
But I knew that he did.
Right.
I knew that he did. You know what I mean? It was just, it was unspoken, but it was there.
Yeah.
You know?
We put out a video on the Bond Rebuilding the Man YouTube channel pretty recently about Jesse making the point to this guy who's in church that your father doesn't have to tell you he loves you. It's woman stuff.
Yeah, no, he never told me he loved me. I mean, he'd give me a hug every now and then when I was a little kid and take me to school, and then they'd go to work, and I wouldn't see him until he got home, and it was kind of, it didn't need to be expressed, in all honesty. My mother, she was quite abusive, and, I don't want to be one of those guys like I have mommy issues. I don't. I love my mother. But she was a very troubled woman. And
what do you think about Jesse's forgive your mother thing? Did you do that?
I did, and I did it because of Jesse. Yes.
Wow, that's cool.
I went to her and told her I'm sorry that I resented you, and I was so surprised because she doesn't acknowledge the things that she used to do, but that time she actually did, and she said I'm sorry that I wasn't a better mother. So it was kind of it was a really cool thing to do, and I appreciate you guys, Jesse, for telling me to do that.
Nice.
I needed it, man. I was falling into drug addiction and all kinds of nasty things because I was just angry inside. You know what I mean? I was really angry.
A lot of white people are stressed out. Cool, man. Yeah. Do you catch church with Jesse Lee Peterson on the Bond channel?
I watch it every now and then, but I'm an atheist, so a lot of it is like
you don't relate to
overbearing. I just it doesn't apply to me, and I kind of don't care.
All right,
but they are entertaining.
Cool, man. Well, I appreciate you donning armor. I'll hear from you again.
All right. Thank you, brother. Talk to you soon.
All right. Bye. Talking about white brotherhood, right? That must be why you called me brother, right? No, because we also have the same a similar mindset. Brothers in Satan. Anyways, let me get to some more calls. Steven out of Delaware. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Doing fine. Nice to hear from you. What's up?
I wanted to comment a little bit on what you were talking about in terms of white flight and saying that black people create ghettos.
Yeah.
Are you referring to like recent black people moving into neighborhoods, or are you referring to like historically, like back in the 60s and before that?
I would say it started maybe even before the 60s in the cities, because I heard about there were, you'd hear stories from blacks who have, historical figure blacks who've died kind of recently or who are old now, but they would tell stories of throwing bricks or throwing rocks and things at white people from rooftops and buildings. And so this ghetto mentality started, I think, in the North, in the cities, where I don't know what it was exactly, but the beginning, probably with the beginnings with the out of wedlock births and stuff like that, where the fathers were not a moral figure in the kids' lives, and so they developed this the other half is missing type of situation.
Right.
And so I'm talking about historical and today.
Right. Well, I think another thing to consider is that when a lot of, there was 2 great migrations of black people from the South that moved to northern cities.
Yeah.
A lot of it was caused by redlining, where those particular areas, it was policies that black people could only live in certain parts of the city.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that, it's not that they were intentionally trying to make an area ghetto. It's because they, were required by law to only live in those areas of the city. And when they moved to, the north, there was a lot of factories in those times.
Uh-huh.
A lot of those factories have since closed down, which led to an economic downturn of the black community.
Yeah.
And then you had the welfare system that came into place, where it was like you couldn't have a man at home. Like, even if they saw, like, a man's shoes, like, that would come under, audit.
Yeah. Isn't that a shame, though? That's like bribery. You're being bribed, and it's happening to so many people, to sacrifice morality. But even with redlining, that doesn't really explain why the blacks turned it into a ghetto. But you do make a fair point about the, for example, NAFTA. I think, wasn't NAFTA part of the reason that a lot of Detroit plants closed down? That was Bill Clinton's thing, or maybe it was Bush, but maybe both. But I
don't know, but I know the car industry got hit hard.
Right.
Detroit was booming. And even most recently, I think it was GE that laid off thousands of people. So the car industry has been suffering for a while.
But I will say that so-called poverty is not a reason or an excuse or an explanation for crime. I know that they're correlated, but it's not the reason. It's not the cause.
Well, it's a mentality.
Yeah, the mentality.
It's a mentality.
The mentality is what's evil. The spirit. It's psycho-spiritual, right?
But on the other side of that, you also have, where people are moving to bigger cities because for job reasons.
Yeah.
These like smaller towns, like for instance, my family's from the South.
Uh-huh.
If you go back down to the South where my family's from, there's nothing in terms of jobs down in these small southern towns. It's literally like a Walmart, and that's it.
Yep.
So a lot of these places, like, people have since moved, and the white people that you see that are in these smaller towns, the younger ones, are prey to being on drug addiction, addicted to drugs.
I'll tell you though, man, it's not just a lack of jobs, it's a lack of wherewithal, because I think that all of us could be richer than we are because there are opportunities to create your own jobs, create your own business and things like that. And it's a laziness amongst all people nowadays, right? Especially like younger generations, where we don't take advantage of the opportunities that we're not even conscious of. People have, like you said, the mindset.
You got to agree that some of these corporations are so freaking big. It's hard to start your own business.
Yeah, and
Amazon is putting a lot of small businesses out of business.
Right.
These places, these companies are huge. They're putting a lot of mom and pop places out of business.
That's fair, but I'll tell you, part of that anti-business climate is caused by stupid things like minimum wage and all these regulations. Like, in order to open your own business, in some cases, it is a little harder than it needs to be because you're not allowed to pay a guy $2 an hour. If the guy's willing to work for $2 an hour, why aren't you allowed to pay him that? Stuff like that. So anyways, man, there's a lot of things that are undermining, bad leadership. people are so stupid that they'll elect bad leadership and then they'll undermine. And you're right about the big corporations. They want to get in bed with the government and create these regulations and restrictions and high, minimum wages that eliminate
play
competition
on the whole dividing of people too.
Yeah.
Of why we can't get things done. Oh, I wanted to also agree with you. I think another caller about the impeachment thing. This is another example of a coup that they've been trying to pull on the Democrat side.
Yeah.
They have not talked at all about Biden's position, what Biden did, and how his son was so crooked.
Turn a blind eye.
But hey, did you see that CNN exposed about how they that mole got into CNN's headquarters and found out that the CEO of CNN was telling everyone to just focus on impeachment.
Yeah, Project Veritas.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
So it just shows their bias and whatnot. So it's like messed up on their end. But that's all I wanted to say.
I appreciate it, Steven. Nice to hear from you again, man.
All right, you take care.
All right, bye. Let me quickly get to Lunette and then Maze and then Rick and then hopefully finish up. Lunette out of Australia, how are you?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
Doing fine. No woman is good, though.
That's good.
You didn't hear me.
About that, I like saying good.
Okay. All right. I'll let you do it. I'll let it slide. I'm going to push over. Anyways.
Thank you. I was going to ask you, I thought that I heard you, I think it was yesterday, did you say that women shouldn't be into politics?
Yeah. They get, men do this too, beta males, get too passionate about it, where it's a turnoff. Nobody wants to be around them. They become sort of know-it-alls.
You mean as a job, though, or do you mean...
Both, because you'll notice...
Being into it.
In general, both. I mean, you can be into it a little bit. That's fine, but be balanced. Have moderation in all things, right? Moderation in everything, because you notice that women on both sides, right, get kind of nasty. Like, think about look, Sarah Palin is getting a divorce. Well, I mean, it's her beta husband's fault too, right? But she's getting a divorce, and she's like a very political person. And so all these things, there's female activists who are conservative, single, not, this, you just see this. Men should be leading this. Men should be leading it.
What about the idea, though, that maybe those chicks were raised with strong role models, though? Maybe they have a good dad and good uncles and granddads and stuff,
Yeah,
maybe
if they truly
logical. I know you guys say there are no logical women, but
no, if they truly love and respect men, that's great. I respect it. That's cool. Whatever. But I am just warning people, women and men, not to get excited about.
I just thought it was funny.
This politics
like Jesse,
thing.
That's all.
Yeah, and you'll notice that they're just gonna get nasty and know it all. It's not good. Yeah.
Well, yeah, okay. I can't say anything.
Yeah.
Can you help me to understand why are you guys afraid of the minimum wage? Like, I think I just heard you say to the last caller that you're not into it because you think that the companies will get into bed with the government and that. But that sort of stuff is already happening. Like, actually, your elected people are in bed with, you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand why you're not for a minimum wage. It sounds like
we've had a minimum wage.
We have it here in Australia, and
we've had a minimum wage for a long time.
Awesome.
They have no right to impose a minimum wage. It's so evil.
But why? Like, it's just a standard it's also based on a lot of other things, like the rates of everything.
I know, but it's egghead stuff
going on, like a lot of stuff, So it's not just like
without
it's not a made-up number. Like,
yes, it is. It's made up by the so-called experts, and it doesn't need to be there. We should leave it as an industry.
Huge.
No, Lunette, listen. There are such things as industry standards. People have the freedom to agree, or should have the freedom to agree to work and be paid and pay their employees whatever they mutually agree to. They don't need the stupid egghead government people, so-called experts, imposing that nonsense on them. And it artificially raises the cost. Hold on. It artificially raises the cost of living. We've been swimming in this minimum wage thing for ages, and it's artificially raised the cost of living and all that madness. So you're only cheapening the value of money and labor by imposing a minimum wage.
Well, I mean, I can't disagree with you about what you said. You're right. It does cause inflation, but that's why the numbers move around and other stuff moves around, like your council rate, your land rates, blah blah blah. Like stuff keeps changing with inflation every tax year and stuff.
And then so if stuff moves,
right, it has raised stuff. I know. Stuff's gone up and up and up, and it gets more and more expensive.
It's a false.
At the end of the day, people are working and they're getting such and such. It's enough to live, and
they don't need.
Mean, that's probably arguable as well, but
yeah, we don't need. We don't need.
Have a lot of homeless people.
Homelessness is partly caused by the minimum wage.
You think so?
Yes, I know so. Businesses are being. There's all kinds of madness that's you're artificially imposing false restrictions on businesses and people. Yeah. Anyways, Lunette, study economics if you're that interested. This is why women shouldn't get into politics.
Too much emotion, huh?
Yeah, because you're only making the dumb McDonald's workers and union members feel good about getting $15 an hour when $15 an hour is dumb. They don't need to be getting that. It used to be $5 an hour, and before it was $2 an hour, and it's just gone up and up. It's gone out of control because you're cheap, and they're not even good workers. Inflation, that's caused partly by this madness.
Natural inflation?
Yeah. Anyway, Lunette, you don't get it.
Anyway, nice to talk to you.
Yeah, nice talking with you too.
Bye.
What time is it over there?
It's 1 a.m. now.
And I'll tell you one more thing.
Finish, right?
Wow. I'll tell you one more quick thing.
Yeah.
Subsidized housing raises the cost of homes. All this stuff is just, it's soft redistribution of wealth. It's evil. It's meddling. It's motherly. It's false motherly love. It's injustice. Anyways, Lunette, take care.
Yeah.
Have a nice evening, I guess. Take care.
Morning.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, enjoy your day.
All right.
Time, isn't it? Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Alrighty.
All right.
Bye.
Let me quickly get to at least a couple more calls. May is my favorite caller out of Dayton, Ohio. How are you?
I'm just fine, James. You say you don't clean your room.
Yeah.
Is it because you had a maid and had somebody do it for you?
No.
Like Joel cleans his room. I'm glad you told him that. And you were Caucasian and you don't clean your room.
Yeah.
So what do he have to say?
Black on the inside, white on the outside.
Excuse me? And then again, when you were always with Michelle saying when she was growing up, she didn't own the house. Her parents did.
Yeah.
The neighborhood that they did live in.
But she sure got that ghetto attitude.
So the ghetto attitude, no, she didn't spread and was naked nowhere for everybody, the kids to look at when you're in the classroom.
You attacking Melania Trump?
But what I'm saying, James, is when you gerrymander and you redlining and then you redistricting, what do that do for people that own homes and you redistrict somewhere else?
I don't know.
And then you got garbage putting in one lane.
I don't know, and neither do you.
Yes, I do know. So you need to check up on
No, I don't think so.
People live
I don't think you know.
If they got the money.
Yeah.
The ones that don't have nothing is the one that complaining about where people live.
Complaining.
And then a lot of people don't have a neighborhood to go back to because they have genocided it.
Genocided. Please.
And then tried to fix it up. And farmers
they aborted their own babies. Nobody forced them to. Well,
yes,
they're dumb.
Satan,
Their daddy forced them.
They were trying to take their land, and they had to go to court to keep it, right?
I don't know.
Oh, yes, you do. You have amnesia at times.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, how you take people's land and take their belongings and then turn around and say it's their fault.
All right, Maze, I got to go.
What they want to. This is America. Freedom of speech, freedom of how you spend your money. And then why do y'all always complain? Why do they have BET? You got a problem with that,
BET?
too.
You mean EBT?
Yeah. Why do they have a black station?
Yeah, dumb.
So we got started looking at the Beverly Hillbillies and Bonanza and all those things with people that look like y'all.
Wow, you don't like Beverly Hillbillies? You don't like white people?
What?
You don't like white people? You don't like
I don't like. You don't understand. You don't understand yourself.
All right, Maze.
You Caucasian. Have a good one and tell the one that's coming on. We know he can't survive without you. We can't.
What are you talking about? All right, Maze, take care.
You'll understand.
All right. Mal, out of Alberta, Canada. How are you doing, Mal? Real fast. I'll give you 30 seconds.
How are you, James the Hake?
Nice.
How are you, sir?
Doing fine. What's up?
I was talking to your producer about the black sickness. That I'm a black guy. I live in Canada, and I saw the same problem going up south in the state. That black people in general, they have to really get over what's so-called slavery mentality.
I agree, man.
We have it here in Canada too now, because in Canada we have more immigrants like coming from Asia, Middle East.
I know.
More than the state.
Yeah, and you guys have a low population. You got to handle that, man. Appreciate it, Mel. Call me on Sunday, man. Take care. Rick and all the rest of you guys, I'm sorry I could not get to you, but I will be talking again on Sunday on my channels, Hake, thehakereport.com. And you can check out those links on, if you want to refresh your memory about that stupid Starbucks incident, you can watch that. It'll be on thehakereport.com/blog. And of course, the Trump rally tonight, church Sunday service 2009 tomorrow, and church on Sunday and the Hake Report on Sunday too. All right, guys, take care.